The Senate has rejected legislation based on President TrumpDonald John TrumpTillerson, Russia already looking to interfere in 2018 midterms. Dems pick up deep red legislative seat in Missouri Speier on Trump's desire for military parade. We have a Napoleon in the making. Moore's framework for an immigration deal in a 40-59 vote on Thursday, leaving an uncertain path forward for Congress with nearly 1 million immigrants sheltered by an Obama-era program face the prospect of deportation. The measure spearheaded by Senator Chuck Grassley Ernest Grassley overnight cybersecurity. Tillerson proposes new cyber bureau at state. Senate bill would clarify cross-border data rules. Uber exec says no justification for covering up breach overnight finance. Senator's near 2-year budget deal. Trump would love to see a shutdown over immigration. Dow closes nearly 600 points higher after volatile day. Trade deficit at highest level since 2008. Paletti leaving Wall Street group Grassley to Sessions. Policy for employees does not comply with the law. More. Republican Iowa, needed 60 votes to clear a filibuster, but failed to meet the mark. It was the fourth proposal in a row rejected by the Senate on Thursday afternoon, and it received the fewest votes of support. All three other measures won more than 50 votes. The Grassley measure provided a pathway to citizenship for 1.8 million immigrants brought to the country illegally as children. Many of these people could face deportation beginning in March's Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals (DACA) program is scaled back, though court rulings are complicating that matter. It also included $25 billion for border security, tougher interior enforcement and new limits on legal immigration. Advertisement supporters of the plan and the White House mounted an intense pressure campaign to win over the 60 votes needed to move forward with their plan. The president, in my view, has gone more than halfway to meet the Democrats and resolve this matter. If they're actually interested in finding a solution, it's time they take yes for an answer. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell Addison, Mitchell McConnell. Dems confront Kelly after he calls some immigrants lazy. McConnell, whoever gets to 60 wins on immigration overnight. Defense, latest on spending fight. House passes stopgap with defense money while Senate nears 2-year budget deal. Pentagon planning military parade for Trump. Afghan war will cost B in 2018 more, RKY, said ahead of the vote. The Department of Homeland Security, DHS, also called the framework a reasonable compromise. And Trump, in a tweet, urged senators to strongly consider a system of merit-based immigration. While the Republicans and Democrats in Congress are working hard to come up with a solution to DACA, they should be strongly considering a system of merit-based immigration so that we will have the people ready, willing and able to help all of those companies moving into the USA. He said. Bolstering the White House, most Senate Republicans backed the measure, despite some concerns about cuts to legal immigration. Trump and McConnell threw their support behind the Grassley plan earlier this week, bolstering its chances. Republicans are wary of moving forward with an immigration bill that the president doesn't support given that the issue is a political lightning rod amongst the party's base. Senator Tom Bryant Cotton this week, Trump delivers State of the Union amid immigration fight. Ingram, White House yanked immigration plan defense from show after shutdown surrender. Why should progressives ever trust Chuck Schumer again? More, Republican Arkansas, one of Trump's closest allies in the Senate, warned ahead of the vote that any Republicans who supported a separate bipartisan proposal should be concerned about their electoral futures. But the interior enforcement measures, limits to legal immigration and nixing of the diversity visa lottery program were largely considered non-starters for Democrats. President Trump, since he created this problem by terminating DACA last August, has stood in the way of every single proposal that has had a chance to become law, said Senate Minority Leader Charles Schumer. Chuck Ellis Schumer, GOP lawmaker, Dems not standing for Trump is un-American. Trump called for unity. He didn't even last a week. Overnight defense, GOP plays hardball by attaching defense funding to CR, U.S. reportedly drawing down in Iraq, Russia, U.S. meet arms treaty deadline, why the military wants 6B from Congress. More, DNY. Republicans tried to pressure Democrats into supporting the measure, making it the fourth of the 4 proposals to get a vote in the Senate Thursday. But Democrats largely scoffed at the take-it-or-leave-it setup. Senator Dick Joseph Durbin. Dems confront Kelly after he calls some immigrants lazy. McConnell, whoever gets to 60 wins on immigration. Hoyer, DACA deal a long ways off. More, deal, separately told reporters that I think the writing's on the wall with the Grassley proposal, few if any Democrat will vote for it. Grassley tried to win over Democratic support by pledging they would be able to offer changes if it overcame an initial procedural hurdle. Aren't you at a point where here the Democrats have been pleading for months and months and months for justice, he said, why would they turn it down? Where the Senate's debate goes next is unclear, Though Senator John Cornyn Dems confront Kelly after he calls some immigrants lazy. McConnell, whoever gets to 60 wins on immigration. GOP senators turning Trump immigration framework into legislation. Moore, Republican Texas, told reporters that both sides would keep talking ahead of the March 5 deadline. The Trump administration announced last year that they were ending DACA, which allows undocumented immigrants brought into the country as children to work and go to school. Under the decision, Congress has until March 5 to pass a fix. But 2 court dates have thrown that into limbo.